Hello everyone, welcome back. We're out underneath these big old oak trees today, and normally this area of land gets mowed a good few times every year. But this year I decided to leave it and wait for the acorns to fall, uh, specifically so I can harvest some little oak seedlings come the autumn. So we're in autumn now, all the leaves are starting to fall, and I've got loads of little oak seedlings starting to pop up. Oh, they sprung up in the spring, and they're a good few inches tall now. So that's the uh, purpose of today's video. I'm going to show you how to dig up your little oak seedlings, and we're going to be using them to start off some little bonsais. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I'll bring the camera over here, and we'll make a start. Okay, so we're going to be harvesting some of these little oak seedlings because I'm going to be sending some of them to someone who requested some. I don't want to say any names or anything. And also, I'm going to save a few for myself and put them in little pots. And these are going to be future bonsai trees. So here's a nice one here. Nice big one. This is only less than a year old. I haven't cut this bit of ground since last year. So I've left it the whole year. And we've got lots of these little oak seedlings springing up all over the place around here. So I'm going to show you how to dig these up. Now, a lot of people have varying opinions on time of year that you should dig these up. I have dug them up before at various different times of the year, and as long as you save all the roots, or most of the roots, you shouldn't have a problem at all. The oaks are really tough. They're hard to kill. They're still in leaf now, only just. They're just about to go dormant, so it's probably a good time to dig them up, put them in a little pot. So, like I said, there's quite a few of them around here. It's just trying to spot them. There's another one there, so we'll dig some of these up. And also over there, amongst all these brambles and stuff, there's a lot more. And there's actually ones over there which are coming up for 2 to 3 years old. Some of them have even been cut down in the past, right to the ground. And they just keep coming back. So my geese are pestering me at the moment, wondering what I'm up to out here. That's Bert and Ernie there. Anyway, so I'll bring the camera in a bit closer. I've got my spade and I've got my fork. So the idea is to not damage any roots. So we're going to dig a nice little hole around each one and try and get them out without damaging them. So I'll set the camera up and show you how I do that. Right, so I found a nice healthy looking one here. It's quite small, but it's actually grown out sideways. So actually is bigger than it looks. With the oaks, they've got a really big taproot as well. So we need to get as much of that out as we can at the moment. So I'll just zoom in a bit closer. So I'm going to use my fork to begin with. First off, you want to clear around it as much as you can. Just get all this grass and stuff out of the way. Try and find where it actually goes into the ground. So this one will be ideal already. It's already got a nice few bends in the trunk. Just because of the way it's grown, it's obviously it's trying to find light, so it's gone out, twisted around and come back up again. So this is where it goes in. So I'm not going to go right next to it. I'm going to go a good few inches away from it. Just try and wiggle it out as best you can to try and get as much root as possible. Go as deep as you can, because the roots will be really quite big on these. There we go, I think he's loose now. Hopefully we'll be able to just pull it out. Still being held down by something. There we go. No roots broken at all. Hopefully you can see that. That's one. So I'll dig up a few more because I want a few of them. Not sure if you saw that properly on the camera, so I might do another one. It's quite hard to self-film. And the weather's on the turn, it's a bit windy as well here today. Anyway, I'll set the camera up and we'll try and dig up another one. Okay, so I'll just set you up. I'm just about to dig up this one. So again, I'll clear around it. Here are always grass so that you can see where the seedling comes out of. So again, this one's grown really funny at the bottom there, which is ideal for bonsai trees. So it's just a case of working it out. Don't rush, and don't be tempted to try and pull it. I have pulled them straight out before and put them in a pot, and they have survived. But we want as least damage to the roots as possible, so we're going to work it out slowly. Hopefully not snap anything. So there's another one out. All the roots are intact. There's the taproot. The ground's actually quite solid underneath the first layer, so they don't tend to have long taproots. They tend to stay quite near to the surface around here. So there's another one. That's a 1-year-old oak seedling. So I'll go dig up a few more. We'll see if we can find a bigger one next time. Right, so we're going to head over there because I know where there's a nice big one. Not massive, it's only about 2 or 3 years old, but it's a lot bigger than the ones I've been digging out, and I've had my eye on it for a little while now. So I've got to jump over the stream that runs along the bottom there. So I'll get back to you when I'm on the other side. Right, so I made it across. That's where we were a minute ago. We were working over there. And just come up here. We've got a few larch trees around here. Unfortunately, they don't seem to grow from seed. They don't seem to sprout up. But there's all sorts of little tree seedlings coming up around here. This oak, which I've been leaving for the past couple of years. There is another one somewhere as well. There's lots of little ones. There's a little seedling coming up, but this one's just been left. And originally it was chopped down, I think. So I don't know if I'll be able to get it out. But I did see another one, so I might leave that one for now. Just got to be a bit careful over here because we're on a very steep slope and it's all wet. And once I find it, there's another nice little one which I spotted earlier. Once I find it, I'll get back to you. Yeah, so I've just come across another little one. This one here is more than one. It's probably 2 or 3 years old. And you see it comes out sideways from wherever it was. This bit here is actually attached to it as well. So we might have a lot more trunk buried under there. So I might try and get that one out. We're in solid clay here, so it's quite hard to get things out with their roots. But I'll give it a go. I'm sure the tree will survive as long as I get some root. Right, I just had to head back and get my fork. And on the way back I found another one over there. Oh, there's a fourth one there. They also make good bonsai. So, but this is all about oak trees, this video. I'll set the camera up, so we're going to try and get this one out. And try not to squash that hawthorn because I will probably take him at some point. So, I've got to try and figure this tree out. There's another tree there. That's just a little ash tree. Yeah, stay. I'm not really interested in ash. They're no good for bonsai, really. I mean, obviously all trees you can try, but the ash just not particularly nice. So, see if we can get under this. I think he's loose. So that's part of it as well. So, you know where it's coming from. Yeah, they tend to grow really funny around here because the soil's clay. So the roots take the easiest option. And obviously when the squirrels bury it, they kind of come out sideways and head off all over the place. So I think I've got it loose. There we go. A whole mass of soil on there as well, which is fine. Yeah, we can sort that out later. So I'll take that one over and put it in the bucket. We ain't got another. There's a little acorn there, germinated. And there's the root coming out of the bottom. The big old tap roots managed to get through there. So I'll take that one over. And I've got spotted another one which we can get as well. So it's very much like collecting from the wild. But obviously these would all be, this bit of land used to get cleared every year before we got here. So it'll probably get chopped down again, so there's no harm in me taking these. Anyway, I'll take that one back and see if we can find one more. So I've actually just spotted another one, slightly bigger one. So this one, just trying to sort the camera out. There we go. Yeah, so I just spotted this one on the way back. Oh, where does that go? See, that's been chopped originally down here somewhere. I'm not sure if I'll be able to dig that out. There's that one there. And over here, if I can find it again. Oh, where's another one? there's been shops before as well. So I'm going to take one more for now. We're taking back to the greenhouse, and I'll show you how I pot them up and make a start on turning them into little bonsais. There's another one. That's very straight there. And there was this one here. This is the biggest one I've seen. And it's got a really odd looking ball thing there, so I'm not sure about that one. I think we'll leave that one for now. So I'll try and get that other one over there. Oh, spotted another one. Whoa, there's winds coming out of nowhere. Hopefully you can hear me. That one looks alright. We'll take that one then. And the other one from down there. So I'm just going to dig these two up. And then I'll take them to the greenhouse. Okay, so I ended up with 3 big ones and 2 little ones. I've got to go back over there later and dig up some more little ones for a friend of mine. But for now, we'll just take these over to the greenhouse and I'll show you how to pot them up and start them off on their life to becoming bonsai. Oh, am I happy to be back in the greenhouse? Goodness me, the weather's a bit rough. Anyway, so I picked 3 best looking ones that I could find over there and a couple of little ones. So they're all in here. Got a lot of root with all of them, most of their roots. So I'll just clear my workbench off and we'll have a look at them one at a time, see what we can do. Okay everyone, so I've set the camera up as best as I can there. So we'll start off with the big one of the big ones, then we do a little one. So which one should we go for? This big one with all this soil on it. We'll try and sort that one out. Oh. So that's one of them. Hopefully you can see that. Bit strange how it's grown. And there's lots of other acorns starting to germinate in there. I'll just zoom you in a bit more. So hopefully you can see that. There's an acorn germinating there. Lots of other ones, but we don't really need them. There's plenty over there. I might as well save that one as I've got all the root out. So that's how much. They don't seem to have masses of roots when they're young, and that's the taproot there. See, the taproot's about the same length as the top growth. So I'll put that one aside for now, so we don't need that at the moment. Now I'm going to try and get most of this off. It's just because it's this terrible clay soil, solid clay, and there's so many weeds and stuff in there. I haven't even found the roots for the oak yet. They won't have huge roots at the moment because it's got this big old taproot where it gets most of its nutrients from for the first few years. Okay, so that's the oak root system that it's got. I won't disturb it too much more. That's how it's grown naturally. So I'll just clear this table off and I'll get a little plant pot and I'll go find my secateurs because we will need to trim some of the growth off. Okay, so I've just cleared all that off there. This is our oak tree, the first one. Now I managed to salvage basically all the root by the looks of it. I can't see any broken bits. The taproot would have been a bit longer probably. But you can see the problem we got with our soil around here. Solid clay. So you can use that for pottery. So I need to find a nice deep plant pot. But what I will do, we don't actually need all this taproot, so I'm just going to cut it off there. There's not really much point in leaving that on. There's hardly any root on there, and the taproot just draws moisture for the tree in case of droughts and stuff. It doesn't really soak up nutrients. So here's a nice little pot, nice deep one for now. Whether or not I decide to keep that branch, I don't know yet. That should be about right for that one. I'll remove some of these roots from up higher up, and then we can use that bit there as a bit of the stem later on. But I won't remove too many roots at the moment. We'll just get it in a pot and let it recover. So I'll put a bit of soil in there. So that's just multi-purpose compost going in there. Old compost I've used before, not fresh. So I'll just fill the rest of that pot up. And at the moment I'm not worried about planting angles or anything other than getting it in a pot and letting it recover. So all these leaves are just about to come off, and we've got some dead bits which I can get rid of. And what I will do is I will tip these. I'll leave a few good buds and I'll just cut them off further back just to stop it extending that branch next year. See the main bud there, that will shoot off and grow next year, but what I've done is left a few nice little buds which will come out in the spring. And it's just about to go dormant anyway, so these leaves are basically falling off, as you can see, and you can help them. You can take them off if you want. It doesn't really make much difference because it's dormant now anyway. So that's the first one. That'll make quite a nice little future bonsai. I could even put some wire on it now, but I'm just going to let it recover and we can wire it in the spring. That's one done. Now I'll show you one of the little ones. There's one of the small ones. Quite an unusual shape to it already, so even without any wire in it, it's already the makings of a nice little bonsai tree. I don't think I snapped any roots. It doesn't seem to have a taproot, this one. So again, I'll get a nice I'll get a little pot for this one. Doesn't need to be as big as the other one. So one of these ones should do it for now. I'll grab another handful of compost. Pop that there. And I'll just try and get it in the pot for now. I always put a bit of soil in the bottom first. And just press it in around the tree, try and stabilise it. So there's the next one. Got quite a cool little shape to it already. Now, I won't show you all of them. We do one of the other big ones. This one's a bit bigger than the last one. And it has some broken branches up here. I'm hoping you can see me. And it's got some shape to it already. So with this one, I'm going to get rid of some of this taproot again. Leave as much fine root as I can. I'm just going to cut that off there for now. Get rid of that big chunky thing. There's still plenty of roots there to sustain it. And I'll just trim off some of these dead bits and these little suckers which are coming up from the side down here. Get them off. And I'll plant it up to there. I'll just plant it straight for now. Find another pot for this one. That one should be fine. And fill that up with some compost in there. That should be perfect. I've got a big trough of compost behind me. All the old stuff from my old tomatoes and stuff which were in the greenhouse. So I'm just using that at the moment. And I'm not going to bother even amending it with anything. It should be perfectly fine for these oak. I don't really need overly rich soil at the moment. I'm just getting them in their winter bed basically. So this branch here is snapped, so might as well cut that one off. And again, I'm going to trim this back a little and leave some buds for next year. Take some of these branches back a bit. I'm not going too crazy, but it's always a good idea, in my opinion, it's a good idea to prune trees after you've collected them, because obviously you've damaged some roots, and by removing some of the foliage, you are reducing the stress on the roots, you're reducing what the roots need to work to provide moisture to, if you get what I mean. So the more growth you leave, them roots have then got to try and supply all that, whereas if you remove some, it kind of evens it out. So we'll probably leave that as that. I'll just take the tip of this one out. There's our next one. So I'll repeat the same process again with the other ones. There's no point in me showing you the whole thing. And I'll go back to you and I'll show you the final result. Okay, so they're all potted up now. This is just what I managed to get from about half an hour foraging over there in our little woodland area. So these are basically, this is the same as collecting them from the wild, Yamadori, I think is what they call it. So they've already got some interesting trunk lines. So they're all potted up, and I've given them a little prune and trimmed the tap roots back a little bit just to get them in the pot easier. So this one I especially like. Look at that. And that one's quite unusual as well. And the two little ones there have both already got nice twists, bends in the trunks. So I've got to go over and dig a few more up. Like I said, there's a friend of mine which wants some of them. So he's going to send me some seeds that he's got. And I'm going to send him some little oak seedlings in exchange. So once the seeds arrive, we'll have a look at them. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you found it useful. I'll keep you updated on these. They will be staying in the greenhouse just to protect them a bit over the winter, just because we've messed around with the roots and stuff. And it's going to be getting very cold soon, I'm sure. At the moment, it's still nice and relatively warm. We're at about 10 degrees Celsius. It's actually 12.2 in here in the greenhouse. So it's quite warm. But they'll live in here for a while. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you have enjoyed today's video, if you could subscribe, and that way you'll be notified when the updates are ready and stuff. And I've got more videos planned for the future. So I've got all sorts of experiments going on down here. Little cherry trees. These were salvaged stumps, all my Japanese maples, my little monkey puzzles which I grew from seed. All these little maples at the back here were grown from seed as well. And I've been experimenting with wire on them, changing the shapes and stuff. And there's various other things up here. A little cherry tree there. This was my other oak I did a video on, which we put the drastic bend in that, and then we took the wire off, and now it's gone to sleep for the winter. So I'm going to keep that in the greenhouse over the winter. And the little birch one that we did, where we twisted 5 trees together, is still doing well. That's gone to sleep as well. Got my young insects there waiting to go in, and some more various experiments going on here. More Japanese maple seedlings. They've all lost their leaves now, so they're in here just to protect them a bit, because we get some harsh winters here in Wales. It gets down to -10 Celsius, so they do struggle a little bit. I have lost a few, what I'm assuming to the cold. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you on the next one. Hope you're all good. Hope you have a great week. See you later, everyone.